It's American Heart Month, and heart disease remains the leading cause of death. For many, it can be a silent killer, but there are things we can all do to help lower our risk. Dr. Taz Bhatia joins us this morning with some steps to a healthier heart. Dr. Taz, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you so much for joining us. And I want to start with this because, aside from your profession and doing this day in and day out, I understand that heart health is extra personal for you after your husband suffered a heart attack. Tell us about that. That had to be so scary.
It was very scary and took us both by surprise, but it was about 2 years ago, and he had the classic symptoms. He was having chest pain, he was having trouble breathing, feeling lightheaded, feeling nauseated. He thought it was reflux or just indigestion, which many people will make that mistake. And, I again just was worried about him. He had some risk factors too, so we called the ambulance, and sure enough, he was having a heart attack. So it's just such a scary thing, but it's so real. Like every 40 seconds, somebody in America has a heart attack. So this is something affecting so many of us, not just our family for sure.
Well, I'm so glad he's doing better now. And it's so scary and can happen to any of us. So many of us know somebody or have experienced it ourselves. And so let's talk about 6 steps to a healthier heart. And let's start with diet. That's a very big one. Talk about diet for us.
Diet is probably the foundation of, excuse me, it's really where we need to begin. We want to follow an anti-inflammatory diet. That's a diet high in those omega-3 fats. Those are the fats that protect the heart. Salmon, fatty fishes, nuts, seeds, those are some examples of omega-3 fats. In addition to that, getting a lot of fiber in, that helps with both gut health and heart health, and lowering your salt intake is very important in terms of managing your blood pressure, which is another risk factor for heart disease.
Okay, so important ones there. And you also say get your rest.
Definitely, and I don't think people understand, when we think about the heart, we're always thinking about your lipids, right? And what's your cholesterol number, what's your blood pressure numbers, but your rest and your sleep is so critical. Without consistent sleep, at least 7 to 8 hours per night, we know that cortisol levels get high, they put undue burden on the stress, the heart doesn't get an opportunity to rest, the entire body doesn't get an opportunity to rest, and that increases the threshold for having a heart attack.
Good to know. Hard to keep that 7 to 9 hours, but I need to do better. Taking magnesium, a magnesium supplement, what will that do to help?
There are a number of different supplements that are beneficial for heart health, but magnesium is one of the most common mineral deficiencies that we see. Magnesium actually lowers blood pressure. It improves how much blood flow is coming into the heart, and it helps with some of the risk factors of heart disease. For example, having trouble sleeping, getting stressed, having a lot of muscle tension. Magnesium helps to lower that.
Okay, good to know. What about how important that annual exam is? It's easy to forget that one.
Yeah, and I think this is one where I think in our family, maybe even my husband got a little overconfident. I think that annual exam where a doctor is looking at your key markers, right? Looking at your blood pressure numbers, looking at your cholesterol numbers, looking at your exercise endurance, your heart rate, your stress levels, and that relationship with your doctor too, I think is incredibly important because you've got to put this whole picture together. It's not just, a single person who's at risk for heart disease. It's all these factors that come together to make us all at higher risk for heart disease.
Good reminder there. And also another very important one is you say quit smoking now, today, do it right away.
Yeah, this one we already know. This is one that just puts your risk for heart disease and for a heart attack so much higher, way above the list compared to everybody else. There is no benefit from smoking whatsoever. So please, 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 if I can, insist on one thing, please quit smoking. It's not serving you well, especially when it comes to your heart health.
And our 6th and final one here, get up and start moving. That's an important one, getting moving.
Definitely. So remember, movement does a lot of different things. It lowers cortisol, our stress hormone. It improves blood flow to the heart. It improves how the vessels in the heart function. And when we're sedentary, like many of us have been through the pandemic in front of our computers, then we're increasing our risk for heart disease. You want to move at least 30 to 45 minutes continuously every day, in addition to 5 to 10 minute bursts of activity all throughout the day. So that way you're constantly moving around, getting that blood flow going, and improving your heart health.
Good advice, good tips there, Dr. Taz. Thank you so much for joining us and passing those along. It's a very important message.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Have a great day. And for more information on Dr. Taz and today's segment, you can visit our website, fox5atlanta.com, and click on the Scene on TV tab.